You know, it's been a minute since I've worked on this, and it's about time. It's about time to get this going, because it's winter, and I don't do camping in a tent in the winter. I camp in a van that doesn't run. Join me. Alright, I think we're going to start with the most annoying project first. So I got this new tiny little tank. Then we're going to take this, put this in the engine bay, run a new hose, connect it with the existing hose. If the existing hose might fit. So we'll see. I have had it pinched off for a while over there. It might actually fit to the engine bay, in which case I won't need to use this. But this will get the diesel tank out of I had it on the cabinet, get more room inside of here, and then keep all the fuel, outside. And then, stuff won't fall on it, break, and then spill diesel all over the place. That happened last year. So I'm trying to do this whole thing without lifting the van up. I'm being lazy about this. So I unclip the hose over there. At first I was just gonna extend the hose and run it back to there where I'm gonna put the tank at, but then I'm like, this is nice. This is nicer hose than the Chinese crap I just got. So I'm gonna try and reuse it. So I pulled the hose all the way back to here where the actual diesel heater is. And I'm gonna try and rerun it, find a good path to come back to the engine bay on this side somewhere, maybe up here through the firewall, and then loop around and put it right there. That should work, because this tank will fit right there. Excellent tip right there. It'll sit right in this little corner, and then run the hose somewhere around here, and then maybe out through one of these, and have to do, a little grommet thing like I did here. So that's the plan so far. I don't know how that plan's going to come to fruition yet. We're still figuring it out. You'll find out when I find out. Alright, bit of an update. Nothing really worth showing on the camera. So I was able to use all the original hose. I have it routed through this right here. It kind of follows all the coolant lines because they come up in this area as well. I found a big piece of sacrificial hose that I'm using as a double gasket through another gasket. It's kind of acting like a brake. I'll find a way to secure that a little bit better. So then I'll have the filter sitting, hovering something. Maybe I can't flip it around, but because it's directional. But then I'm going to have it run probably either around here, or I'm going to dip low and I'll just tuck it in the corner. So it keeps away from the belts, keeps away from anything hot, so it doesn't melt and make a leak and make more problems for me. So I'm going to take the long way around here and put the tank down there. I have the tank over on the bench right now. We're going to drill a hole out in it, put the inlet or outlet into it, and then we'll mount that. By mount I mean wedge. And then I'll zip tie this all over the place or tuck it, whatever. So here, really with this, you just drill a hole in the bottom, and you'll poke this through, and then there's a washer and nut that you can secure it with. The objective is not making a hole that's too big. And I'll probably use this that came with the kit to help push it through, because you got to push this. Yeah, you got to push this through the inside of the tank so it pokes out the bottom right there. Alright, I think I got it just big enough where this fits in, and I kind of have to thread it. So I'm hoping I'll be able to pull it through the other side and then thread it so it's extra tight. So hopefully this will fit into here. Yes, it will. And we will take, so I found, you can use a coat hanger. People use coat hangers. This just came with the other kit, and the thing threads on, so I can now take this piece of metal and it can go through the hole right here, and then I can pull the whole thing down. See, and now it's just popping out the end. Pretty much got it started. Now I can twist it all the way through. Pretty sure it needed a gasket though, so I need to go look at that. There, so I don't know if you can see it. There's that, and there's that. There's a little rubber gasket underneath there. Then I take the other rubber gasket and I put it right there. And then there's a nut that goes on this side, and we'll pull that together, and then you just connect the hose. You have a tank. I was looking at this online and I was like, oh, this looks kind of difficult. That's kind of why I've avoided doing it, because it's just something I've never done before. So granted, when you've never done something before, it can be a little intimidating, but you just take it one step at a time, and then you realize, oh, that really wasn't that bad. You too can do this. If I do it, you surely can. All right, can you even tell? Maybe if you didn't look over there, you probably couldn't even tell. So I have the diesel tank right there. Biggest pain to fill that thing up, but I mean, this thing sips it and I don't use it that much, so at least for now that's a pretty good spot, and it really can't go anywhere. And then I have it routed around here, zip tied in a few places, and then this is really just floating. It doesn't really have to go anywhere. And then that goes through a gasket right there, and then we're coming back around over here. So Black Friday brought some good Jackery deals. So I got the Jackery Explorer 700 Plus. So we're gonna fire this thing up, and we're gonna see if we can prime this system. All right, so I had to do about 4 rounds of manual pump feeding to get the fuel to flow all the way to it. But it looks like it's working good now. I need to not have it in the garage when I'm trying to run it, because it just gets clogged up with the exhaust coming out and the intake pulling it right back in again. So yeah, so that's gonna complete that for now. Next, I'm gonna go mount this, maybe, and at the same time try and clean this up. I might not get the thing cut today, I'm not sure. I kind of want to take a new piece of, I forget what it is, I think it's OSB, and cut a new one. Like, trace it on that, cut a new one, and then completely block this off. Because there doesn't need to be that. I took out the rear heater already, so I don't need to have this giant hole saying mice welcome here in there. But I haven't had any mice problems, not with the stuff I installed in the previous video. So this may or may not happen in this video, but this is definitely going to happen. Cleaning it up is going to happen. I have some Govee lights that I got on Black Friday that I think I'm going to run along this inner channel on both sides. So as you see here, I have brackets installed. So I have them on this side and I have one on this side. I don't know how I'm going to get a screw down on that side. I might have to put like bolts through it, because I can get 2 down. I just won't be able to get this way. So I might have to get like some bolts and nuts, because for the most part, it's pretty steady. The only issue is this movement, because there's nothing on that like axis, but everything else is fine. Lysoled everything, because mice have been in here. So that's all vacuumed and Lysoled out. Buttoned up the engine bay. I think I'm gonna do this wood part another day. Floor is clean. Gonna get the 2 Jackeries set up. All right, so this is how the Govee strips, I'm thinking, are gonna sit. I'm gonna have them going all the way down that way. Once I make sure that this actually stays and looks decent, I'll take that piece of like trim off, and then I can put the wire up in there, and then it goes back behind there and then down to the side. This side I used wax and grease remover on. This side I didn't. I already know that one's starting to come off. This plastic is a very porous plastic. So like last time I tried to put just regular LED strips up there, they wouldn't stick at all. They immediately fell off. These are holding for now at least. So this is the concept I'm going for. If it sticks, I'm going to let it sit overnight to see if it actually sticks to here. I was only supposed to go 3 long, and I went 4 long. So I have to take that off and put an end piece on there. But if this sticks, this will be nice, interior lighting that will light up both sides evenly. Then it runs down the side there, and I'll have it run over here to where I'm going to keep probably the big Jackery and have that do that kind of stuff. But the test is, will it stay stuck? So we'll resume this tomorrow morning and see how much of this is on the floor. And it's not the next day. It's a whole week later. Didn't really feel like coming back out here the next day because it was rainy and nasty. So it's been a week later. Let's see if this, wow, it actually stayed up there. That's pretty cool. Nice. I'm gonna mount the rest of these then. These are just the Govee. I think they're meant to be behind TVs, but they have the command strip style here, so gonna use that. It's only supposed to be 3, and I accidentally put an extender and the end on here, so I'm gonna take this one off and this one off, and then use an end cap here, and then put the other 3 on the other side. Then get all the wires tucked in. Got that. It is 45 degrees in here right now, so that's fun. And also to get ready for some winter camping, I got just this off of Amazon. It's supposed to be a curtain rod with like blackout curtains that will go along the front of the van right here. So we got that to install, and then I either need to find or I need to cut another set of window coverings out of that material I have, that silver reflective material, so I can put that on all the back windows so it's not a fishbowl and it's not freezing, because those glass windows, it's just constant cold. So those are the three things. We'll get started again. Join me again. Every time I'm about to get in the van, I do a little critter check. Check my ring camera, just make sure there's been no movement, which there hasn't been in over a week, so we're good. I feel like the first bump, they're just gonna fall off, but they're hanging on really well. So that's all the trash. Put new strips on these, and then I'll attach them up there. Here we go. So you can kind of see what this looks like. These are the Govee Lively lights. So there's tons of different things to use. As retro as you want, or just basic. I mean, most of the time I'm probably just gonna have it on plain white, whatever that might be. Not that one. So something like this. So we got some accent lights, just some overhead lights in here. Never remember this when I'm actually using it, but so say we only want, these are individually controlled LEDs, so I can turn them off and say I only want to turn on like a little bit to see at night. I can deselect the entire light and only select to say I only want the ends to pop up. So it gives you some options. And now, nice light in here. And on the Jackery, full white at full brightness is 30 watts. So if you're wondering what the power consumption is, 30 watts. Oh, I should also mention in an upcoming project, I might have mentioned it, I don't remember. I am going to be doing a Go Westy full rear brake drum refresh, upgrade, replace everything. I keep hitting my head on the back of this. Not going with the disc conversion. This is a not making any money kind of channel, so this is the cheapest option. I keep hitting my head on that, and it makes me flinch. So, gonna be doing that soon. So, this is just a generic car divider curtain that I found on Amazon, and as cheap as possible with rapidly fast shipping. So, it looks like it comes with these 3 rods, and I of course didn't bother measuring it when I bought it, so we'll see. So you insert the colors to the colors. I mean, this is only applies if you get this exact one. Insert the colors and the colors, and then this extends for the rod. There's no trim at the V-pillar to put this on, so we're gonna get crafty with this. 1 second. You know what? Screw it. There's already rust up there. Let's just send a self-tapper through it. Yep, I'm just gonna shoot a self-tapper in there. And then they say you just screw that into that. I'm honestly shocked it fit. I didn't measure it at all. Honestly shocked. So, actually that does work kind of perfectly. So you put that right there, and then when you're ready to close it, pull it together. That's actually pretty sweet for 10-15 bucks. So my plan is to put probably both Jackeries inside of there. I need to clean this out. Right now there's nothing in here. I want to eventually put shelves or just replace it, because it's for starters. But I want to clean that up a bit and put both power stations in there, so I can have things, like power strips, or I can run like the Govee extension cord into there, and all the power is located in here. So I got a little carried away without the camera running, obviously, of course, always. So I was going to cut out completely brand new coverings, but I found that I kept all the coverings from last winter. So I took those out, and I spent a little more time with the sharp razor blade, and I kind of trimmed them more towards each of the edges. I kind of went right outside of the edge for the most part, all the way out, getting them lined up, taped in, and then on the windows. My plan here is after I see that this works, you know, I can open and shut the door, all of that. I'm going to get like blackout material similar to the curtain there, and then cover them in blackout material, maybe put some like magnets on it, so then I can just like snap them all around. I can attach magnets with like hot glue or something on here, and then I can just snap all the way around, like 2 magnets, 3 magnets, etc. So this is just getting a test fit, getting it on there. This is supposed to, you know, this isn't like really half privacy, half reflective barrier, because this tin can gets cold. Yeah, so that's where that's going so far. Oh, and use screen protectors on your phone. This is my screen protector. As you can see here, bam! I have a magnet on the back of my phone, and I had it sitting on that B pillar right there, by the sliding door. And when I shut the sliding door, crunch, right there at the bottom, and this screen protector took it all. Actually, it took 2 hits because I forgot that it was there entirely. So screen protector, yeah. All right, so I might not have enough to do that other one. All right, so it turns out I don't have a roll to do this side window that I was going to record. I forgot I used it on the floor as a radiant barrier there. So all I have left is this early-ish pre-cut that I've done for the rear glass. So I'm going to move the camera to the rear glass, get that trimmed out, get that cut and nicely put in there. And at least we'll have 1, 2, 3 covering on the front, and then 4, and this one will be open, so not terrible. This is dusty. I'm sitting in the garage all. And I can always get it close and then open it up and trim it out a little bit. I have it trimmed out to just over the rubber, so it's on the metal part. I'm thinking if I cover it with the like microfiber or silk, whatever, not silk, whatever this other material is, the blackout curtain, and then with like a 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch like taper all around it, and then put magnets in there, sew those in, wrap that around so that I can just click it on there and then roll it up when I'm not using it. So looks pretty good. Look at that. Very nice. That is very nice.
Oh yeah.
All right, so I think I'm gonna go with it. I'm gonna install the other set of Govee Lively lights. These are on sale for Black Friday, so got 2 of them, super cheap, like $25 maybe. Every time I say a price, add like 30%. Usually I round down too much. The same thing on this side. I'm lining it up exactly with the end and pressing it in. All right, so as a test, this is what it'll be similar at night. So we pull these curtains shut a bit, and then look at them lights. All the way to the front. It sticks out the front. I'd have to turn off the front ones. And then all the way to the back. I think that will definitely help the noise. That will definitely help maybe keep some of the little bit of heat in, but really the diesel heater overheats this place. This is way underrated for what the diesel heater can do. I'm actually thinking of trying to get another diesel heater, one of those portable ones where it's like an all-in-one unit, and I want to try and put it in the garage. I'd like to get one of those at some point to see. This is completely uninsulated garage. It goes straight up roof. There's rafters up there. There's no insulation on the sides or top. I'm kind of curious if I got one of those and had it sitting like, in the corner, let it run, how would it heat up the garage? If I'm wearing the PPE, something crazy is about to go down. So I'm feeling a little motivated here, and I'm going to use this thing, never used it before, and I'm going to cut the floor so I can put the trim back on. Birds keep flying in the garage. Gonna see how this goes. Of course, we're gonna test it right next to the diesel heater. The most important spot of don't cut anything. So move this wire out the way. So I'm learning the trick is to start at an edge, not dive right in the middle. That's what trim's for. This isn't too bad. This is pretty easy. Definitely gonna learn what how to trim, because wow, that's a life skill, keeping that thing straight. But it's done, and that's what trim's for, right? Hey, let's just say my foray into whatever this tool is, I would say it's successful with some trim work. I mean, it's not bad. Like here, looks great, looks great, looks great. And then over here I started getting impatient, and I just started trying to go faster and faster, and yeah, we're going to need some good trim down there. But this fits, and the holes line up again, so I can use the same thing, maintain the original. But what inspired me to do this was the fact that this is the Govee strip that I had like strung up on the top last winter. It's still sticky. It's crazy. It's just been hanging there all summer. It's still so sticky, so I'm like, well, I might as well use it. All right, it was too much to ask for these to hang anywhere, so I ran them in here, just right along the back, and then I tucked it under there so the trim will, hide that, and then I put the rest right in here, so at least there's some kind of ambient light when needed, like a surface light in here to see that. And I can always, this is RGBIC, so I can turn those LEDs off pretty easily, but it gives some light. There wasn't a whole lot of stick to it, so it wouldn't stick up top, so I just stuck it on the bottom down there. So hey, we make the best with what we have. We're reusing it, we don't want to throw it away. And there you have it. We have lights installed up here, panels there. I've cut the floor and put that in there. The lights are on underneath. Installed those lights, installed the lights all around there. That is bolted down. I screwed in that bottom panel, the kick panel, so it just keeps falling off. I have power. Need to do a little cleanup in here, but power is in there. I think they said the lights will run for 100 hours on the Jackery. Curtains installed there. Yeah. I think we're ready to do some backyard camping. Engine doesn't work, but at least we can do that. I'm putting these on every vehicle, every four-wheeler, lawnmower, every one of these little trickle chargers. So it connects to the positive, negative. Then you can, cap it off if you're not going to use it. But then when you need to, if you're not going to drive it for a while, plug it into a charger. Chargers are like 50 to 70 bucks. You can get them on Costco, and they're usually pretty cheap. Get those, especially if you have vehicles you don't drive often, like my red Subaru and this. I've already had to replace the battery twice on the red Subaru, and I've only had to do it once on here because I've kept this charged. Especially when winter's coming now. It's getting cold out. Keep the batteries charged, because sometimes when they drop all the way and then they sit in the cold, they're done. And now I had to replace the four-wheeler battery too, because it also died. So I got I think on Prime Day or Black Friday, I got like a 4-pack or a 6-pack, and I'm like, screw it, I'm putting it on everything with a battery here. Next step is get this thing outside. I would say the diesel heater is working as intended. It is probably 90 degrees in this van right now. I have it on max, but I can turn it way down. I can turn it way down and it'll calm down, but it's working. It's pulling fuel from the engine bay now. Now we just got to, I think I'm ready to camp. So if you like this kind of content and you're looking forward to a van camping episode, granted it will be in the backyard because the van engine is not running correctly right now. I definitely just need to drop it off somewhere. But if you like this kind of content, definitely consider subscribing below. Subscribing helps more than you think. I'm working my way to 1,000 subscribers. And then hopefully when I get to there, it'll hopefully make putting money into the van a little bit easier. So the goal right now, 1,000 subscribers. We're getting close. I think as of the recording of this video, I am at 425, I believe. So I got about 200 to 300 this year alone. So definitely consider subscribing if you like this kind of content, whether it's Vanagon content, Uncle Charlie's cabin with the Kubotas, four-wheeling, sometimes traveling around. I got a trip coming up soon that'll probably pique a couple of people's interest. Should be pretty good. So I'll see you next time. Peace.